Session call to order. The chair requests the Honorable Member of Parliament, Sheikh Said Salindab, to lead this chamber in the opening prayer.
اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم اهدنا إلى صراطك المستقيم. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والرضا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Please remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem and the regional Bangsamoro hymn.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at karoon niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Simula noon hanggang ngayon, isa ang naging layon. Magkaisa at magbuklod, karitingan ay marugtong. Tumayo tayo mula sa hamon ng nakaraan, niyapos ang panganib na umadlang. Pinangako sa puso at paniniwala, ang ginhawang para sa kabataan. Bangsamoro ay tagumpay, bunga ng pawis, sugo at buhay. Kapayapaan, katarungan, ay atin ang nakamtan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro. Bangsamoro, Bangsamoro, lagi kang mamahalin. Walang pipigil sa damdamin, mga pangako'y tutuparin. Habang buhay kami sa'yo'y magbabantay, mananatili sa puso't isipan. Ang kahapong humimlay na nagbuwis ng buhay, nasa piling na ng may kapal. Bangsamoro ay tagumpay, bunga ng pawis, sugo at buhay. Kapayapaan, katarungan, ay atin ang nakamtan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, pagpalain Bangsamoro.
Secretariat is directed to proceed with the roll call.
The honorable members of the Parliament, the Honorable Abbas Ahmed, Abbas Haro,
Present.
Abbas Zulkarnain,
Present.
Abbas Basit Sarif,
Present.
Abu Mujib,
Present.
Adyong Jor Rahman Alonto,
Present.
Ahang Abdullah, Alamia Laisa, Alauddin Faiz, Ali Ibrahim, Ali Lanang Jr., Ali Edi Mapag, Ali El Cesar,
Present.
Amboloto Suarto,
Present.
Patuan Baitan, Anayatin Susana, Asmaul Muslim, Balindong Ali Pangalian, Mara Hamid Aminuddin, Basman Anna Tarhata, Burahan Abraham, Kandaw Bay Maleha,
Present po.
Dandamon Latif Maysara,
Present.
Yanla Musa, Dipatuan Saprula,
Present.
Ibrahim Ahon, Ismail Haji Abdulaziz,
Present.
Gayak Abdullah,
Present.
Gaira Edward, Hasim Abdullah,
Present.
Hasan Atimin,
Present.
Iqbal Muager, Ismail Rasul, Jajuri Raisa,
Present.
Jakilan Muslimin,
Present.
Karon Bainoy, Lidasan Mussolini,
Present.
Loong Don Mustafa, Lorena Jose Ribani, Makako Abdurao, Makapaara Abdullah, Makaraya Jamel, Makasalo Marjani, Manguda Dato Kadafe, Mantawil Malik,
Present.
Mastura Dato Takaw, Mastura Siti Syara, Mawali Langit Bahar, Mitimbang Dato Mipataw, Mitbog Rasul,
Present.
Mujahid Abdul Muhsin,
Present.
Munyos Hussein, Oranon Soib, Pakasa Mabayda,
Present.
Pak Abdulahab, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita,
Present.
Ramos Jamila,
Present.
Rimbang Edrisa Naser, Sakar Madayaw, Salendan Said, Sali Al Sheikh, Saliga Romeo,
Present. Present.
Salik Ali, Sanke Ali, Sani Punduma,
Present.
Satar Al-Zad, Sema Omar Yasser,
Present.
Sema Romeo, Sheikh Said,
Present.
Silonga Naida,
Present.
Sulaiman Ali, Tago Paisalin,
Present.
Tan Nabil, Uja Sahi, Ulama Melanio,
Present.
Usman Asfar, Jacob Muhammad, UAK Narciso.
Speaker, on the basis of the roll call, out of the 78 members of the BDF Parliament, 14 physically responded to the call and 41 members of the Parliament responded via Zoom. Mr. Speaker, we have a total of 55 members of the Parliament responded both physical and virtual. We therefore certify, Mr. Speaker, that there is presence of quorum.
With 55 members responded to the roll call, constituting a quorum certified by the Secretary General, Parliament will now proceed with the conduct of its official business. We now recognize the Honorable Majority Leader, MP Attorney Elanang Ali Jr.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Speaker Ali Pangalian Balindong, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer MP Zia Rahman Alonto Adjong, and all members of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, those who are physically present and those who are in Zoom, staff of the MPs, visitors, Secretariat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, we are now on item number 6, reading and approval of journal of the previous session. Mr. Speaker, I move to defer the reading of journal number, I move to dispense with the reading of journal number 67 of August 25, 2021 session, and I further move for the approval of the same, Mr. Speaker.
The motion has been duly seconded. The reading of the journal of the previous session is dispensed with and adopted subject to style.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we proceed to the item number 7, resolutions. Mr. Speaker, to inform this August body, proposed resolution number 515, proposed resolution number 516, Mr. Speaker, is the same with yesterday we approved a resolution to give consideration those MP who filed this resolution. May we proceed with the recognition of this resolution. May we request the Secretary General to read the first proposed resolution for this session.
Secretary General is requested to read the title of PR 515 and the names of the authors.
Mr. Speaker, on proposed resolution number 515 is entitled Resolution Expressing the Bangsamoro Transition Authority's Gratitude to His Excellency Ampao as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, authored by the Honorable Members of the Parliament, Zayo Rahman Alonto Adjong, Lanang Ali Jr., Raisa Jajuri, Ana Tarhata Basman, Bainon Karon, Ubayda Pakasam, and Paisalin Tago, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I move to treat this as simple resolution and be transferred for the basis of the day.
There's a motion that PR 515 be treated as simple resolution, shall be included in the basis for the day. Any objection? Hearing none, PR 515 is treated as simple resolution, therefore included in the business for the day.
May we request the Secretary General to read proposed resolution number 516, the author and the title, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry, Secretary General, please do so.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, on proposed resolution number 516 is entitled Resolution Congratulating and Commending Justice Japar B.D. Maampao as the first Maranao and the second Bangsamoro to be appointed as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, authored by the Honorable Members of the Parliament, Zayo Rahman Alonto Adjong, Lanang Ali Jr., Raisa Jajuri, Ana Tarhata Basman, Bainon Karon, Ubayda Pakasam, and Paisalin Tago, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move to treat this as simple resolution and be transferred to the basis of the day.
The motion that PR 516 be treated as simple resolution be transferred to the basis for the day. Any objection? Hearing none, PR 516 is hereby treated a simple resolution shall be included in the business for the day.
May we request the Secretary General to read the next proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General, please read proposed resolution number 518, the title and the authors.
Mr. Speaker, proposed resolution number 518 is entitled Resolution Expressing Appreciation and Profound Gratitude to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for appointing Honorable Safar B. Di Maampaw as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, authored by the Honorable Members of the Parliament Jamila Ramos, Maysara Latif, and Susana Anayatin. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move to treat this as simple resolution and be transferred for the business of the day.
There's a motion that PR 518 be treated as simple resolution and should be included in the business for the day. Is there any objection? Hearing none, PR 518 is treated as simple resolution shall be included in the business for the day.
Mr. Speaker, may we request the Secretary General to read the next proposed resolution.
So Secretary General has so requested.
Mr. Speaker, on fourth proposed resolution is proposed resolution number 519 entitled Resolution requesting the Senate and the House of Representatives to immediately convene a bicameral conference committee and reconcile Senate Bill number 2214 and House Bill number 10121 to expedite the enactment of a law resetting the first regional elections in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao to 2025. Authored by the Honorable Members of the Parliament, Jiao Rahman Alonto Adjung, Lanang Ali Jr., Raisa Jajuri, Ana Tarhata Basman, Bainon Karon, Ubayda Pakasam, and Paisalin Tago, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I move to treat this as simple resolution and be transferred for the business of the day.
There's a motion that PR 519 be treated as simple resolution shall be included in business for the day. Is there any objection? Hearing none, PR 519 is hereby treated as simple resolution and therefore included in the business for the day.
May we request the Secretary General to read the next proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General is so requested.
Mr. Speaker, proposed resolution number 520 is entitled Resolution Commending and Expressing Utmost Gratitude to the House of Representatives for approving on the third and final reading the House Bill number 10121 entitled An Act Resetting the First Regular Elections in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, BARM, amending for the purpose Section 13, Article 16 of Republic Act number 11054, otherwise known as the Organic Law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Authored by the Honorable Members of the Parliament, Maysara Latif, Aida Silungan, Bainon Karon, Jiao Rahman Alonto Adjung, Jamila Ramos, Eddie Ali, Omar Yasir Sema, Nabil Tan, Hatimil Hassan, Susana Anayatin, Mohagir Iqbal, Muslim Injakilan, Abdul Wahab Pak, and Malik Mantawil. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move to treat this as simple resolution and be transferred for the business of the day.
There's a motion that PR 520 be treated as simple resolution and be included in the business for the day. Is there any objection? Hearing none, PR 520 is treated as simple resolution and included in the business for the day.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we proceed to item number 10, second stage of bills. May we respectfully recognize MP Mudaya Safar to deliver his sponsorship speech on BTA Parliament Bill number 21, Mr. Speaker.
The distinguished gentleman from the Chaan Ramain, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Mudaya Safar, is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Speaker, fellow members of Parliament, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, the proposed bill for the creation of Parker Trade Cosmopolitan Center in the BARM provides an answer to my soul-searching question. This is my stronghold as businessman. I am interested in this bill for several economic reasons. Una, Mismo ang Pangulo natin na kumikilala sa kapangyarihan ng Bangsamoro government upang pamahalaan ang barter trade. On October 31, 2018, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte issued an Executive Order number 64 entitled Reviving Barter Trade in Mindanao, promoting its growth and development and constituting the Mindanao Barter Council for the purpose. In the Executive Order number 66, under the Sunset Clause, state that consistent with Section 2, Paragraph E, Article 5 of Republic Act 11054, and unless it is sooner dissolved by the President, the MBC Mindanao Barter Council shall perform its function pursuant to the order until Bangsamoro government is organized and the office on barter becomes fully operational. Pangalawa, ang Mindanao sa kapanahunan ng ating mga ninuno ay siyang sentro ng kalakalan sa bansa. Lumago ang ekonomiya ng rehiyon at mas lalo nagyabong ang kabuhayan ng mga Moro dahil sa kanilang pakikipagkalakalan sa mga karatig bansa. Hindi malayong maulit ito sa awan ng Allah kapag mapagbigyan halaga at suporta mula sa ating pamahalaan Bangsamoro government. Pangatlo, Mr. Speaker, ang panukalang batas na ito kabuhay ng galing at kahusayan ng mga Moro sa pangangalakal upang mamamayang Moro ay magkaroon ng matiwasay at magandang buhay. Lastly, the government of Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, and Malaysia played crucial roles in peace talk between the MNLF and the Republic of the Philippines, and recently the MILF and the Philippine Republic. All the more reasons that these three countries will certainly support the endeavors for the BARM to flourish politically and economically. Barter trade is lifeline that will help sustain the relationship of the Philippine government through Bangsamoro autonomous government with these three friendly countries. Therefore, the creation of Barter Trade Cosmopolitan Center in the BARM serves the purpose. Mr. Speaker, together with the 34 honorable member of the Parliament, as co-author, we are appealing to the members of this chamber to enact and approve the bill. Before I park my speech, I would like to thank my fellow members of the Parliament who have signified their interest to be co-author of this measure. Please know that I deeply welcome additional insights and information for the development of this bill. Once again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I move to refer this to the Committee on Trade, Investment and Tourism and the Committee on Finance, Budget and Management, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion that PR 520 be referred to the Committee on Trade, Investment and to the Committee on Finance and Budget Management.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we proceed now to the business for the day. On the first, second, and third proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker, I have an omnibus motion to dispense with the parliamentary debate and interpellation, as well as on the period of interpellation and debate, as well as on the period of amendment, considering that these three particular resolution, Mr. Speaker, have been approved yesterday. And I further move for the approval of this, Mr. Speaker.
There's an omnibus motion to dispense with the period of debate and interpellation and period of amendment on proposed resolution 515, 516,
And 518.
and 518, and further move that these resolutions be adopted. Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, proposed resolutions number 515, 516, and 518 are hereby adopted.
Speaker, we proceed to proposed resolution number 519. Mr. Speaker, I move to debate and interpellation, Mr. Speaker.
The period of debate and interpellation on proposed resolution number 519 is hereby open.
Any members of the Parliament? May we know, Mr. Speaker, who will defend this resolution, Mr. Speaker, if there is one members who would like to interpellate, Mr. Speaker.
I think this is not controversial because it's matter of procedural.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. So any members who are on the Zoom would like to inquire based on the proposed resolution's content. If there's none, then we, Majority Leader,
Yes,
please you
Mr.
close the
Speaker, I
period
move
of
to close the period
Sino tao
of
din?
period of debate and interpellation on proposed resolution number 519 hereby closed.
Patakbo mo si...
Secretary, please mute those who are on the Zoom.
Yes,
You cannot
Mr. Speaker.
even hear clearly here. Please mute those on the Zoom, yung hindi pa po magsasalita. Majority Leader, please
Yes,
proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I have an omnibus motion to dispense with the period of amendment, Mr. Speaker, and further move for the adoption or approval of the proposed
there's-
resolution number 519, Mr. Speaker.
There's an omnibus motion to dispense with the period of amendment on proposed resolution number 519 and proceed with its adoption. It has been seconded. PR 519 is hereby adopted.
Mr. Speaker, we are now on proposed resolution number 520.
Mute, unmute.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of debate and interpellation.
The period of debate and interpellation on PR 520 is hereby open.
Move to
Any
close.
members?
Mr.
Move to
Speaker,
close.
Second motion.
The period of
Motion to close the period of debate and interpellation is seconded. PR.
Mr. Speaker,
Wala
MP.
tuloy ako. Sorry. Period of debate and interpellation is hereby closed.
Mr. Speaker,
May we respectfully recognize the MP Bangsamoro Parliament, Mr. Speaker.
The lady from, distinguished lady from Maguindanao, the Deputy Minority Leader, MP Baintan ng Patuan is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, if you try to check the order of business and copy of the resolution, the detailed resolution, they have different headings, Mr. Speaker. My question, Mr. Speaker, is which of the two headings is binding?
So that's a point, that's a parliamentary inquiry. And so in relation to the order of business, Your Honor, or on this particular resolution now being tackled under the period of amendment?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, it's PR Resolution 520. Based on the order of the business, we are commending and expressing utmost gratitude to the House of Representatives. But based on the hard copy of the Resolution 520, the title here is commending and expressing utmost gratitude to His Excellency President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So they have different versions, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, I have to call for a 1-minute suspension to compare our notes here. Thank you, MP and Patuan, for that observation. 1-minute suspension. Session resumed. We would like to ask, in relation to the observation and the parliamentary inquiry of MP Baintan, ang patuan, it seems that we did have a different version. The one that is reflected in the OB is expressing utmost gratitude to the House of Representatives, and the hard copy of the resolution that we have here, the attachment, is a gratitude to His Excellency President Rodrigo Duterte. May we ask perhaps the proponent, MP Maysara Damdaman Latif, to please enlighten us what exactly is the intention of her resolution so that we can make the proper correction in the Parliament. MP Maysara?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the intention really is to commend the House of Representatives for the passage on the third and final reading, the BTA extension bill. So that is really the correct intention of the proposed resolution. However, the proposed resolution number 520 would appear that it is not the correct one. Maybe it is not 520 but another proposed resolution number, because when I check the proposed resolution 520 in our order of business, the resolution that was stated there is commending President Rodrigo Duterte for certifying in the House of Representatives the BTA extension bill as urgent. So may I know, Mr. Speaker, if we can maintain the resolution commending expressing utmost gratitude to the House of Representatives, because this is urgent as this happened yesterday, and make the Secretary General the necessary correction as to the proper proposed resolution number. The only error is the number, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, we will do that, Your Honor. But the issue right now is if we are to adopt proposed resolution number 520 and the title of it as reflected in the OB, we do not have the attachment. What we have as an attachment is the one that expresses gratitude to His Excellency, President Rodrigo Duterte.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please, MP Maysara.
Mr. Speaker, we have attached that in our, remember yesterday, Mr. Speaker, that in our BTA private chat group, we manifested that we have to file immediately a resolution commending the House of Representatives. So we attached this in our submission today in the at 8:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So probably the Secretary General can check why the...
Yes, okay. So I will call for a 1-minute suspension again to compare our documents here. Thank you. 1-minute suspension. Session resumed. May we ask the Secretary General to please enlighten us as to this confusion perhaps of the documents that we are in possession. Secretary General, so that we can move forward.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The director for the plenary will enlighten on the attachment of this proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ayub?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. It appears upon our investigation that there were two separate bills filed, and it was the two bills were erroneously numbered. The resolutions, I mean, were erroneously numbered with the same number, 520.
So which one are we, Majority Leader? So do we proceed and then make the proper amendments in the period of amendment?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. And to inform the body, Mr. Speaker, the soft copy that was transmitted to the members of the Parliament are the correct title, Mr. Speaker. However, the hard copy that we received here in the plenary is the one expressing utmost gratitude to the President.
So we just
Mr. Speaker.
simply...
So, ang ibig sabihin, Mr. Speaker, yung naka-deliver sa atin sa soft copy ay yun po yung tama na naka-reflected doon sa order of business, Mr. Speaker. Yung hard copy ang mali yung pagka-imprenta, Mr. Speaker. So Mr. Speaker, we can cope up with the situation by printing the correct hard copy, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so we will print out the hard copy of the resolution which expresses gratitude to the House of Representatives. Am I correct, Majority Leader?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
All right, okay.
Wala namang problema doon sa soft copy na naka-deliver sa email ng bawat MPs. Tama po yung title doon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Secretary General. Now, so should we proceed with the period of amendment?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So the period of amendment on PR 520 is hereby open.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So there's the soft copy of the proposed resolution flashed on the screen. So any member from any member online? Yes, is that MP Baintan ng Patuan?
Did we close the period of interpellation?
Yes, we already closed the period of interpellation, the debate and interpellation on this particular subject matter, PR 520.
Mr. Speaker, that is on the assumption that we are talking the same documents, Mr. Speaker. So can you still open it, Mr. Speaker?
So are you filing for a motion to reconsider in view of the different attachments so that you would like the period of amendment and interpellation be open again?
Mr. Speaker.
Is that the request of the good minority, deputy minority leader?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Just some.
Okay, can you convert that into a formal motion, a motion to reconsider for the reopening of the period of debate and interpellation in view of the two double attachment that we received in the Parliament?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In view of the two different documents that was provided to us, I move the reconsideration the period of reopening of interpellation and debate.
So there's a motion to reconsider the reopening of the period of debate and interpellation in view of the mentioned reason by MP Ampatuan. Is there an objection to her motion? Hearing none, the period of debate and interpellation is hereby reopened. MP Ampatuan, please proceed.
If the good sponsor would like to use some clarificatory questions, Mr. Speaker.
MP May Sara Tamtaman Latif, is she online? Is she there?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am amenable
Okay.
to interpellation question.
Thank you. Please proceed, MP Baintan.
Mr. Speaker, can the good proponent enlighten us on the specific provision about Section 2 of the House Bill 10121? What is the specific content of that particular bill?
Can I enlighten the good MP about Section 2? of the particular. Mr. Speaker, as of the moment, we are still awaiting the final copy from the House of Representatives of the said law that was passed yesterday. So I cannot answer her question because as of today, the attachment that we received was really just a draft and we cannot comment on it because they have yet to finalize and transmit the final copy to the public.
Speaker, I'm afraid that we are commending the House of Representatives. I have no problem with that, but we just want to know what particular law or measure that they have passed.
What exactly?
And we are commending them. The content of that particular law that they have adopted.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, in answer to
measure that they have
we
passed,
are commending the House of Representatives for the speedy resolution and passage of the several House bills that was stated in the BTA bill extension and consolidated. So we are commending them that there was no undue delay in the passage of this very important legislation so that the transition period can be finally extended, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, based on some papers that are circulating, and just for clarification, is it true that upon the approval of the current version of the House, which was approved yesterday on final reading, third and final reading, the current BTA, the current 80 BTA will be replaced?
Mr. Speaker, I have yet to see as I said, I would very much willing to comment on the official report of or official copy of the House bill that was passed yesterday. However, Mr. Speaker, I cannot comment because I have not seen an official copy of the document in question, Mr. Speaker. And really the essence of my resolution, of our resolution, because this I think is also expressive the sentiments of several MPs in the Parliament, is that the House of Representatives, in answer to the call of the Bangsamoro people, supported the clamor for extension in order to support the peace process. So we are very happy that the House of Representatives listened and answered our call, and in fact also heeded the call of the President when he certified as urgent this bill. And finally, yesterday, without much further ado, they passed it in the third and final reading, Mr. Speaker, to our happiness that we were able to see the light of day of that very much necessary legislative measure from the House of Representatives. That's why we are commending them for this purpose, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the very good explanation about the proposed resolution. And that makes it very, very clear that we are commending the process, the speedy process. However, we are not certain, just for the record, that what is the content of that particular bill that was adopted yesterday. Whether the current BTA, the 80 BTA, the sitting BTA right now will be replaced upon the approval of the law, Mr. Speaker, just for the record. That's all, Mr. Speaker.
So no, is that all, MP Patuan?
Yeah, just to clarify, but according to the proponent, Mr. Speaker, he doesn't know what is the content of that particular bill or Bill 10121 that was adopted, whether Section 2 is the same with the Section 2 of the Senate version. So we are not certain what is the content, Mr. Speaker, according to the proponent, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so I guess there's no other question, no? I believe so.
Yes.
So
Yes, Mr.
Majority
Speaker, I
Leader,
move to close the period of interpellation and debate.
motion to close the period of debate and interpellation. No objection. Period of debate and interpellation is hereby closed.
Mr. Speaker, I move to
Sikan.
omnibus motion, Mr. Speaker, to dispense with the period of amendment, and I further move for the approval of this adoption.
So omnibus motion to dispense with the period of amendment and
Subject to style,
proceed
Mr.
with its
Speaker.
adoption of. Sorry.
Subject to style.
Subject to style.
All right. Again, we dispense with the period of amendment and we proceed with the adoption of PR 520 subject to style. No objection. PR 520 is hereby adopted subject to style.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, there being no other agenda in the order of business, I move to adjourn this session until next week at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Session is adjourned until September 21, 2021.
Mr. Speaker.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Mr. Speaker.